Okay, welcome everyone to the Aligned Entrepreneur Podcast. This episode's going to be a little bit different. We have guest spotlight Lisa Taylor with us today. She's going to be talking about how she was able to use Facebook groups to create a six-figure income. And so we're live in the Hope Sisterhood group. If you want to join us live, we will have Q&A after. For those of you who this is the first time joining us, my name is Danielle Phelps. I am the life and business strategist at Passion Profit CEO, where I help women to live holistically healthy, balanced lives and to build thriving part-time businesses so that they can dive deeper into living that holistically healthy, balanced life and create those freedoms that they desire. So I'm going to go ahead and let Lisa do her thing. I can't wait to hear these strategies and tips that she has and let her share those with you. Only 12% of women-owned businesses ever hit six figures, and only 1.9% ever hit seven figures. So it's time to raise those percentages, ladies. And I'm going to turn the floor over to Lisa. I'm going to let her introduce herself, introduce her business, and what her business is, and how that story all came about, and how it all got started. And we'll go on from there. All right, here we go. Lisa, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hello. Thank you so much, Danielle. This is going to be so much fun. I'm so excited. I love giving to entrepreneurs who are trying to build their business and enhance their business. I think what you do is phenomenal. And I love that you have a community surrounded just, for you to give to them and to bring people in to share. So that's wonderful. Thank you. So yes, my name is Lisa Taylor. I live just outside of Toronto in Canada. And Danielle and I found each other in a Facebook group, funny enough. um, so I do have a full-time job, and my daughter was cleaning for another third-party company as a house cleaner. Because I mean, it's tough for younger kids right now to find a job if they don't want to work at a local retail outlet or fast food. It's really tough. So she was cleaning for someone else, and she was getting a little bit frustrated with how they were doing things. And I said to her, you know what, like, we can do this ourselves. We can just start our own business. You already have all your own equipment. Let's do it. So we joined forces, and at the time I wasn't working full time, so I was able to go out and help her. And what happened was, if you go to your local Facebook groups, your community Facebook groups, people will post asking for a cleaner. I'm sure you've all seen it, or if something to do with your industry. And so we would reply and happened to get a couple of jobs. It was great. And then we would snap a selfie of each other and say, oh, we're going off to clean. No, this is what we're doing, mother daughter. People loved the concept of us working together. And especially, it was end of 2023. Things are hard financially all over the world. So we just started creating that story and sharing that story in the Facebook groups. I put together a website that does everything for me. It's very transparent. The individual who's booking the clean can book it right on the website. All the information's there, the cost, what we're gonna do, and yeah, we just went from there.
Yeah,
So
so it was, just putting those ducks in a row and really getting strategic about what it was that you wanted to do and how to get those automations in place. Because, like you said, you got a full-time job, so there's a lot of automations that you wanted to get in place so that way they could schedule those appointments for themselves, right?
absolutely, yeah, it's such a differentiator.
Yeah. And so when it comes to the Facebook groups in itself, tell us a little bit more about what you were doing there. So you said that you went into local Facebook groups and made a post. Do you want to share like what that kind of looks like, or?
Yeah, I would just versus doing a beautiful Canva advertisement about our business and, oh, this is what we do and here's our features and benefits, which I mean, obviously you need to concentrate on features and benefits, but what is the person who's going to hire you need? What's their problem? Well, the problem, I mean, I kind of broke it down for cleaning. They're bringing you into their home. They need to trust you. you need to come across as trustworthy, and they're also wanting you to help them save time. I mean, everyone can clean their own home, but there's a reason they don't want to. What's the reasons? I mean, because they have to pay money for it, and pretty good money these days for it. So what would that be? So I would take, literally, like, I would force my kid, because if anybody else has a Gen Z kid like I do, getting them on a camera, their face,
I feel
with,
that.
without a filter, or like a, one of those Barbie filters where you don't even look like yourself. It's pretty hard. So I would force her, and sometimes we had our shades on because we're in the car. I would force her to do a selfie, and I would post a picture of us and say, today, we helped a client to save time by going in and making their home shine, or something like that, like a little pun. And if you're looking for a cleaner, go to our website. And I would put our website. And so I didn't have to say all the things about the hours, the this, the that, the cost, the, blah, blah, blah. I just made it simple, and it was really relatable. Tried to
It
make
was
it as
more of a
relatable.
curiosity post.
Yeah,
It
I
rung
guess
up
so.
curiosity so that they would want to learn more about what you guys did. But I think you said something major there in the beginning, and it's like it's not all the benefits and the features, and there's a certain place for those things, and that is on the website, that is on the sales page on the website. So that way, once they do get curious and want to learn more, they go to the website and they read about it to see how you could serve them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. And then you also said, other people ask for cleaners in there. What do you do when something happens like that?
Oh, okay. That's fabulous. A very good point that you brought that up, because you'll see that in 29 minutes, like 17 people have responded, or 37 people have responded, because there's it's saturated. There's a lot of people who are out there, have their own business. It might just be a one-man show, and they're cleaning and they want to get noticed. So they'll, oh, DM, check your DMs, or I messaged you, or blah blah blah. So what I do is I have a little blurb in my note section, and it just says, I own a cleaning business. My daughter and I own a cleaning business. This is our region. We're exclusive to this region. Um, Go in and take a look at our website. You can book directly on it, or something like that.
Yeah.
And I just copy and paste it and put it in there. And I put it in there anyway, because what I started noticing was, it's not necessarily the person who posted it, it's all the other people who see the post, because that post in that community group gets a lot of attention, because of the fact that all the cleaners are or thumbing it.
Right.
The algorithm pushes it up to the top, so a lot of people in the community see that, and it might be something where they were like, oh, I've been meaning to get a cleaner, or I've been meaning to, I've seen this already and I forgot to post. But what happens as well is, people in your community, because I only have it in my local area.
Right.
There's 5 regions in our, uh, cities in our region, let's say, and I stick to
Right.
that boundary. It's not everybody in anywhere. We're not driving to Toronto. We're not driving up north. We literally have like a 30-minute across timeline if traffic's good. So I have a lot of friends and I have a lot of acquaintances, and they'll see the post, or if it's a client even, they'll comment, oh yeah, recommend, or they'll like the post, or sometimes they'll see the post before that I see the post, and they'll tag my name. So then I can go in and say, hey, thanks for the recommendation. They don't know who that person is to me. It's a friend, it's a client, they don't know. And then I'll go and I'll take my blurb and put it in there.
Yeah. So when it comes to this blurb, when we were talking before, you said a little bit of something that I want to touch on and bring
Okay.
up here. You said do it now and not make it a mental note. So do
Yeah.
you want to give those tips?
Yeah. I think that's in everything that we do, especially as women. I mean, I don't know if is your group mostly women?
It is.
It
Yes.
is. Okay. So, sisters, you know what I'm talking about. We're busy. We are busy. Doesn't matter what you're doing, doesn't matter what your business is. So, creating a to-do list in the morning, that's great, or one for the end of the day. But when you tackle the task that comes to your mind right then and there, it's no longer an obligation. It's no longer a to-do. So when I see that post, even if I'm being bad, I think this is what I told you before, and I might be driving and I'm sitting at a stoplight, and because I'm addicted to my phone, I might take a look. Um, and if I see it, what I'll do is I'll then pull over and I go and I grab my blurb and I put the answer in there. I do the comment. And then what I also do is I hit like, so that if I come across this post again with its 150 comments, now that it has, I'll know that I posted in it already because I put a like.
I
It's
love
just
it.
a little indicator to me. But yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
your own
don't
little system. You have
don't
your own little
overwhelm
system
yourself,
going here.
right? Don't overwhelm yourself. Don't create more work for yourself. So I'll by the end of the day, it's like, oh, what did I do on business today? Oh, I I answered 3 requests in Facebook groups. So I did do work. I did
And
prospect.
hundreds of people saw it.
Yeah. Yeah. Like
And
I'd
no,
say
but yeah, I
honestly,
want to touch on
like
that
at
on doing it now and not taking not letting it take up mental real estate, because it's a big problem with us women, just like you said. And it does take up that real estate, and we put those things on our to-do list in the back of our mind, but then it literally takes up so much space that we can't literally think or do because it's there and we know we need to do it. And it makes it harder for us to act in other areas within our life. So when it comes to living that holistically healthy, balanced life, when we let things take up that mental real estate, or we procrastinate on things, it really does. It really hinders our growth when literally it just takes seconds. Just like you said, pull over, literally grab your blurb, stick it in there, market what you need to market. Took 3 seconds and you're on your way.
yeah. I'll do it on a walk. I'm often, I don't know, I'm often on Spotify or listening to a podcast or watching a video that I'm trying to catch up on or whatever it is on a walk. And I call it double tasking, you know.
Yes.
We're
I do the
busy.
same thing. I get my walk in and I'm answering messages, sending messages to people, and they're like, "Why are you so out of breath?" I'm not nervous, I promise. I'm just walking up a hill.
Absolutely. Yeah. And then, I mean, and then I'll also maybe do like a little video on my stories at the same time while I'm on the walk, but got 3 new clients today.
Yeah,
Like we
sharing that story.
we get new clients every week from just posting in Facebook groups. I don't do paid ads, sponsored ads. I don't I don't I don't put as many posts as I should in these groups. It's mostly just answering. And I think the reason I see them so much is because that's what my algorithm's looking for in that group. It's
Yes, we've
looking
been
for
trained.
cleaning. And then as
Yes.
well, what I do in those groups as well is if I see another post that I like, that somebody like yesterday, we had a beautiful sunrise yesterday, and everybody was posting their pictures of the sunrise in the community group. And I go and like them and comment because in the Facebook groups, we get the points, the points.
Yes.
So the more points you have, the more credibility you have in that Facebook group. It's like, oh,
Mhm.
this person's a part of this community. Like I am in this region. That I live here. I love it. I participate. They put a picture of an old building. Some of the, oh, can you guess what this building is? Yep, I know what that building is. Like not only for your own benefit, but for the benefit of the group participate.
Yes, yes. And it just helps people to get to know you and your name, your face. With when your picture is right there by your name on your profile picture, it lets people get to know you and it builds those relationships. It really does.
Yeah. If somebody had told me it was this simple in the beginning, I would have maybe doubted it because it really is very simple. I think the other thing that's required is belief,
Yes.
believing that this is going to happen. This is a good business. We're offering a great service. We're professional. We are reliable. We do a good job. We're not perfect. We're human, but why wouldn't somebody want to book a clean with us?
Right. It really does go to mindset and belief there and alignment with that offer that you're offering. If there's any hindrance in the price or what's included in the offer or any of those alignment pieces, of course, it's going to be hard to go out there and promote it. But when you have all those alignment pieces in place, and you feel really good about it and you really are showing up from that place of I just want to serve other people because I know what I have will help them, it's easy. It really is. It really is easy. I know some of the people in the community will argue that fact, but again, it just comes back to alignment of your mindset and where you're wanting to go, the beliefs in is it actually even possible? Because you do need to rewire those beliefs if you don't believe it's possible. And then having that system because you that I think that's one of the biggest things that I want to touch on with you because you did the work to set those systems up and make things easier for yourself and for her as well. And then I want to talk to you just a little bit about, customer appreciation and what that looks like for you guys. Because I think that's a part that is on the back end that a lot of people don't see. But when we talked about this, like y'all did, you've got some pretty good ideas and different things that you guys do for customer appreciation. I would love for you to share on that if you would like to.
Yeah. I think I could improve in this, and it's on my mind a lot lately um about that. But what I do is when somebody does book a clean, or I mean, uh, they'll send in a custom quote request. I call them. Like I get on the telephone. It's so easy to send emails back and forth, but when they actually hear your voice, and it just instantly builds and enhances that trust and credibility.
It
Um,
does.
so I asked them, like, what's your home look like? You know, how many bedrooms, how many bathrooms? Do you have carpets? Uh, and the square footage is the main thing that I want to know about, because if it's 4,000 square feet versus you could have a 3 bedroom, big, huge house with nothing but floors everywhere, right? Because
Right.
you want to make sure you're putting them, you're not going to promise them something that you can't deliver on. And that's where I think what you were talking about, that alignment with your cost and your offering, really, like if we have it broken down by square footage, our cost, and if you don't need to lowball them. You just need to literally tell them, okay, so this is what I think that you need. And they all say, okay,
Okay.
okay. They don't say, well, could you do it for less? I'm gonna tell you, it's almost been 1 year that we've created this building. I have never had anybody ask me to do it for less. And if they were to, I would just be like, well, maybe you need to call someone else because this is a cost. But when we do the clean, my daughter is the main cleaner, and then we have 3 other cleaners that we have working with us, and they show up. They asked them to do a walkthrough. What's most of importance to you here? Like, we've got this much time. We did the quote sight unseen. She's really good at being able to determine whether or not she's going to be able to do it or not, and I've taught her to be very communicative with them. Like, just tell them, ooh, I think we probably should have booked another hour or brought another cleaner with us, but what is your main concerns here today? And then we'll get to the other ones next time we're here. So that's also bringing in the concept of, hey, we want to come back and clean for you on the regular.
Right.
Um, and then when the clean's all done and everything, I'll call them up again. How did it go? I want to know. Because if there's a problem, I can't fix it for you unless I know about it. And sometimes they'll tell you, well, like even just last week, something about a glass table. And then I checked with my daughter and she goes, I scrubbed that glass table, mom. I tell you, it was just disgusting. I couldn't get it done. And so I'm like, okay, you know what? We're just gonna keep working on it. Or if it's like you didn't get the bathrooms looking brand new. Well, you know what? A couple more cleans, they're gonna be looking spotless. Promise you. Like give us another chance. And then sending a letter in the mail, like a card. And then for Christmas, what we're going to do is we ordered these little soap making boxes, and we're going to make some soaps and leave them there for them. I just think it's really important. You don't have to spend hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars, but just showing that you care. The other thing that we do too is if we have one particular cleaning crew with a client on the regular, my daughter, every like once in a while, she'll show back up at that house and be the cleaner because they liked her. They
Right.
like the concept that it's me and her building this business. So she'll check in on them. And also, she gets to check the level of cleaning as well that the other ladies are doing.
Right.
Yeah, so that's sort of mostly what we do. I do think we still can do more.
Yeah. I love it though because the care is there, and that's what really shows through all of it is truly just the compassion that you have for your clients, and that in itself is what creates those referrals, because you said you have those referrals in those communities who are tagging you on those posts. And that's what this is all about anyways. It's about those Facebook groups and how that brought in business, and that just circles it right back around. How did you get those referrals? And it goes back to how you serve the client and the relationships you've built within the community itself, of letting them to get to know your name by commenting on those other posts and different things, and just building up that rapport.
Yeah. Um, the other thing I think that's really important is having testimonials on your website. The website that
Mm-hmm.
that I have, it it's attached to our Facebook business page. So the reviews on the
Mm-hmm.
Facebook business page show up as testimonies on the website. So those really make a difference. Just like we
Yeah.
only have 4, we don't have hundreds. We also have 3 Google reviews. We've just recently gotten set up on Google. I did that. Yeah, that wasn't the easiest thing on the planet to figure out, but I did get it set up. And so now I will ask the person, hey, would you like to do a Google review? You'll send them the link. They don't do it, whatever, but some of them have. So that's lovely as well, just for
I
that
think Facebook's
credibility.
easier because that's just where people typically hang out, especially if you're finding your customers in Facebook groups. I think it's just easier to do it on Facebook.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The reviews are they're very easy. And I mean, we don't have a lot, but
Yeah.
it's hard to get people to do them.
Yeah. And do you have a system for that? Do you ask them to do that every time, or do you like
No,
is there
no, that's
no?
where the improvement can be 100%.
Okay. Yeah. So with our construction company, we usually like I'll send them, if there's like on the invoice itself, I'll leave it in the notes section or something like that, so that it's just there, and if they see it and they want to do it, they can, but it's automatically just there for them to do.
Yeah, it's important. I do ask everyone that I talk to, I ask them, how did you find us?
Yeah.
And they'll say, oh, people, a lot of people recommend you in whatever group it is. And they'll tell me what group it is. And
Yeah.
it's always where they live. It's always a community that they live in.
Yeah. That
Yeah. Or
local
there's a
area
couple of
straight for them.
moms groups too. There's a couple of moms groups too that we found some really good clients.
Oh yeah, mom's got lots of messes.
Yeah.
Okay,
Because I
so
mean, I want someone to come clean my house, but
I'm sure you do. That's how my husband is with his construction business. When it comes to doing construction or renovations or something on our own house, he's just like, get somebody else to do it. This is what I do all the time. just so funny. I was like, but our house is a representation of what you do. So,
I hope none of my clients come to my house.
okay, so when it comes to some of the ladies here in the community who haven't reached six figures yet, what is some of that inspiration or just words of wisdom that you would give them on, continuing to pursue the journey and getting things in place? What would you say?
Definitely foundation is key. You know, make it simple for the client. I see the other cleaners and they'll be like, oh, check your DM or I messaged you. And now probably what they're going to do is they're going to be going back and forth in Messenger, and it's going to be so difficult for that client. I would say have transparency was the word in 2018 in business. And I remember so vividly thinking, yeah, like there's not enough transparency in business. It's always like what they're deciding to do up there and what they're telling us down here. Be as transparent as possible. Um, give them all the information. Make it easy on the client. Make it easy
Yes.
for them. And yeah, that's number one. So have all of that information easily accessible, and you can just literally flip it to them. Even if you don't have if you only have a Facebook page, have like your about section or something all figured out and just flip them the link, or
Yes.
I think you can book on Facebook now,
You
actually.
can. You can set it up to do that. Yep.
Make it easy for them. So, I mean, I had this one lady one time, she was like, I said, how'd you find it? She's like, yeah, she's a lawyer and she's on the GO train going down to Toronto to work. She's busy. And she was like, I love that I was just able to click on the day, click on the time. It emailed me. I got an SMS reminder the day before, and I didn't even ever talk to you or meet you. And I was like, yeah, so simplicity for your client.
Yes.
Um,
Streamline that client pathway and make it easy. And that's one of the things that I preach in and out, day in and day out, because you want to make the path easy for them. And when you are promoting, just like you said, you put the website, you don't want to have so many steps that it makes it challenging for them. Like, make it easy for them to just do what's necessary. And that's exactly what you just explained, like streamline it.
yeah. I would say if you're trying to reach six figures, have fun. Make it fun. Like we take selfies, I did this one time. I was sitting in the driveway waiting for my daughter to come out of the house. And I don't know why, but I had my videotape on watching her because she's just fascinating to me. And she was coming out and she had like all her stuff and she put it all down and she knelt down and she said a little goodbye to the puppy that at this house because she loves the puppies. And then I put that into a reel and I was like, we come and clean your house, but we love your pets too. It went nuts. It went nuts.
Yes.
And people and it's like you can advertise your business that way, right? Like make it about you. If you're trying to reach six figures, you have to be as shiny and present as possible. And even if like to the point where you're sick of seeing your face on the Facebook. You know what I mean? Like you're like, oh, am I really gonna put another post? Yes, you are. You're gonna put another post. Do it. If you really want it, you gotta go for it. And you gotta believe in yourself. And if you have naysayers in your life, get as much courage together as possible just to like, thank you, but didn't ask for your opinion and forge ahead because this is your business, this is your life, they're not paying your bills, you got to pay
Exactly.
your bills.
And that's a tough one for the people in our community too, I think, because and this is why it goes massively into living a healthy balanced life, because there need to be boundaries. And sometimes family is the worst client that you can ever have, so sometimes you are better off with strangers than your actual family.
you know when we put this
uh
together, my father was a little bit like, ma, nah, meh, eh. And then he's like, we started getting busy and we started because we use his garage to store a lot of our stuff. And it's like, yeah, we got like 3 cleans today. Yep, yeah, we're off. We were busy every day this week. And he was just like, wow, he was just watching. And he was really like, huh, huh, like very confused by how it was just working and how it was just happening. And he he never really got to say the negative stuff because we just stayed in our little wheelhouse and just kept it going, kept the momentum going. And we just had a meeting
Yes.
last week with a lawyer because now we're incorporating the business. And he was like, oh, like, wow, I can't believe that in this short of a time you've gotten to this. You can do anything. You can reach any goal. Yeah.
If you believe in yourself.
You,
Yes.
you gotta believe it, man. What did they say?
Yep.
Believe it to achieve it.
Yep.
Yeah.
100%.
And it's
And you
okay if
gotta
you've
just
had
let the people
failures.
watch.
I'm sorry.
You just gotta let those other people watch. They will jump on ship eventually, or they won't, and they'll talk negatively about you, but that's still promotion to you, and other people are gonna be curious and go check out what you're doing.
I lost more followers regarding the US election than I did about my cleaning business. We
Oh,
don't need
there
to go
you
political, but
go.
it was
All
very
right.
important for us what you guys were doing down there. Step.
Yeah. But anyways, thank you so much for coming and sharing today and sharing tips. Right now we don't have any Q&A going on in the comments. If anybody wants to put that in the comments really quickly before we hop off here, if you have questions for Lisa, let us know. Drop those comments in. Otherwise, Lisa, one more time, what's the name of your cleaning business? Where are you
Oh,
at for those who might be in your area and need you?
okay. Yeah, it's called A New Shine Cleaning. Chat GPT picked the name out for us. It's another thing I would advise, use AI as much as possible to write the post for you, to, you know what I mean, to do any of the wording. Um, yeah, my name's Lisa Taylor, tag LTELLET. And we don't even have an Instagram page for our business. We only have a Facebook page. So you can find us there.
And I'm glad you said that, because one platform is more than enough if it's working. Use what works.
Yeah. Maybe when we want to like expand in the future regions, we'll spread out, but for now, it's working.
It's working, and that's all that matters.
Yeah.
All right. So if anybody wants to connect with you and ask you any questions, by all means, you guys, she is in the group. She will be able to see this. She will be able to
Yeah.
answer questions in the comments here. Are you okay with them reaching out to you privately if they want to do that
Sure.
as well?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Happy to
Okay.
share. Yeah. I love
Yes.
empowering
And then
women.
supporting
So
women here.
yeah.
Yes. You guys, well, this has been so much fun. Thank you so much, Lisa, for coming and sharing your tips and helping more women to just be able to reach these new heights in their business and have these systems and more effective strategies. And I'm just so blessed that you could come on the show.
Well, thank you for asking me. It was a lot of fun.
All right. Well, we'll talk soon behind the scenes. And for everybody else, we'll see you next week on the Aligned Entrepreneur Podcast. See you later.